it's Mrs. Lee here. It's assembly number 1 and it's the first day of the spring term. And what I would be saying next is welcome back. But unfortunately, we can't come back into school, can we? Which is a real shame. It's making me feel very sad. Right, Mrs. Lee's going to talk to you a little bit, but first we'll do what we normally do, which is look at our board. So, what's the time, Mr. Wall? Should we have a look? Now the big hand is on the 12, and we know what that means. Yes, that's right, it means o'clock. And the shorthand, that's the hour hand, it's on the number 7. So who can tell me? Yes, that's right, it's 7 o'clock. Gosh, it's quite early, isn't it? Well, it's early for me at the moment, but when you're watching this, hopefully it's not 7 o'clock. Have a look at the clock now in your house. Maybe you got a watch for Christmas. Have a little look. What's the time? Can you tell your grown-up what the time is? Okay, lovely. What else is on our board? Shall we have a quick look? Okay, well, the language of the month has changed, and Mrs. Shaw was in school yesterday and she changed our language of the month board. This month, in January, we're going to be thinking about Lithuanian, and there's quite a few children in our school who speak Lithuanian, and we're going to learn how to say hello in Lithuanian. What else have we got on our board? Shall we look? Just behind me. It's our Makaton Sign. Now, our Makaton Sign, children, is one that we already know. It's really good sometimes to go back to something that we already know. So I remember that this is a sign that we did a while back. It is the one where we put our hand like this and our hand on top and we bring it up, and it means, can you remember? That's right, helpful. Can you say it with me as we do it? Helpful. And I need you to be very helpful at home, all right? So that we can get our learning done. So I don't want to hear anybody saying, nope, not going to do bug club. Nope, not doing numbots. Nope, not looking at the homework poster. That's not very helpful, is it? And your grown-ups trying to help you. So, let me see you sitting up really smart. Good looking eyes, good listening ears. So we've had a bit of a change, haven't we? Now, I want to think about the word change for a moment. Can you see? I've got some balloons here. These are left over from New Year. I wonder if you had a little New Year's party at home. Maybe you stayed up really late and saw the fireworks. Now, balloons are great, aren't they? Really exciting. But balloons don't start off like that, do they? I don't know if in your house you had some balloons, they look a little bit like this. Ugh. But we can change the balloon, can't we? You know how we do it? Okay, ready? Let's see if Mrs. Lee's got lots of puff at this time. Golly gosh. So I have changed the balloon. Now, is that permanent? No, that's a tricky word, isn't it? Permanent. Permanent means it will stay the same. Now, if I take my fingers off the top of the balloon here, will the balloon stay the same? You know. I'm going to make a funny noise now. No, the balloon has gone back to how it was, hasn't it? Okay, so we changed it for a little bit. Now, sometimes change can be permanent. So if I was to put this balloon on the floor and do this, let's see if this works. The balloon has changed permanently. Oh no, I don't think I'm going to be able to blow that balloon up again, am I? But we know that sometimes change isn't permanent and we can go back to normal. And that's what's going to happen, children. So I know that we're not going to see each other, or some of us won't. Some of you will be coming into school and some of you will be staying at home. And Mrs. Lee is going to try and do lots and lots of videos, and so are all the grown-ups. Oh my gosh, they're all a little bit worried. They're not used to doing it. but they will be making videos of teaching. So we'll be doing phonics, maths gym, and we'll send out a tapestry challenge every day for you to do at home. And you are going to be helpful with your grown-up, and when they say come and let's do some work, you're not going to say you're going to really try your very hardest, because we know at our school we've got, let me change the board around a little bit, if you can see that, we've got our golden rules, haven't we? That's right, let's have a quick look at them. Right, oh my gosh, can you remember how many there are? Let's go back a little bit, let's count them together, ready? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 golden rules. Let's go in a bit closer. First one, we look after property. You can do that at home. Make sure that you're looking after your grown-up stuff. Next one, definitely, we work hard. So when our grown-up says let's do some learning, you're going to say, yes please. And then the next one, look, we use good manners. We can do that at home. When our grown-up makes us our lunch, we're going to say, that's right, thank you. This is a really important one. We listen. I hope you're listening carefully now. We are honest. Now that's a tricky one, because sometimes we do make mistakes, and that's okay to make a mistake. But if you make a mistake, you must own up and be honest that you've done it. And then what have we got down here? We are gentle. Yes, make sure you are being gentle with your brothers and sisters or with your grown-ups. And what else have we got? One of my favourites. We are kind and helpful. There's that word again, helpful. That's on our Makaton sign of the week. We are helpful. Can you show me That's right. Okay. Woo. Okay then, children. Mrs. Lee is now going to take you over to the research centre, which has changed. Mrs. Lee came in yesterday and we did a few different things in the research centre. And one of the things that we changed was our author of the month. So I'm going to take you over there in a moment, and we're going to read one of the stories from our author of the month. Okay, I will see you in 3, 2, 1. Hello again. So I'm in the research centre. You know I am, because there's lots and lots of books. And if I just turn our camera around, what hopefully you will see is our author of the month display. Now, it's not that busy. I've been looking around the school and I couldn't find very many books by our author of the month. Let's find out who he is though. He's a bloke. And his name is A.A. Milne. There he is. He's actually sitting with his son. Oh my gosh, what's his son got? Any ideas who this might be? I'll give you a bit of a clue. That's right, it's Pooh Bear. And I bet you have heard stories by A.A. Milne about Pooh Bear and his friends. Now, if you were at school, I'd be saying to you, remember, wash your hands before you look at the books. But you're not here, are you? So I might have to read you a story. Okay, and I will need to remember to wash my hands. Maybe you've got some of these stories at home. I hope so. Okay, are you ready for a story? Then I'll begin. Hello children, so on our display we've got a few books about Winnie the Pooh. We've got this one here. Gosh, it's a large one, isn't it? It's called Winnie the Pooh Story Collection, and inside here there are lots and lots of stories about Winnie the Pooh. And one of the great things about this book that I really like is the map at the start. So when you're reading any of the stories and you don't know where it's set, you can look at this map and find out where Pooh might be, or any of his friends. I'm going to now read one of those stories. Now, like I said, there's lots of stories. So if you go to the contents page at the beginning, you'll be able to look on there to find a story that you enjoy. So, for instance, I really like one about Tigger when he first comes to the forest, and that says to me that story is on page 140, which is further in the book. Now, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to start at the very, very beginning. Now, if you know the stories of Winnie the Pooh, some of them might have been read to you when you were little by your grown-ups, you'll know that Winnie the Pooh sometimes talks to Christopher Robin. And he tells a story to Christopher Robin as well. So Christopher Robin is sort of listening and he's also part of the story. So here's Christopher Robin. It's that little boy. Do you remember that picture I showed you over here? That was A.A. Milne's son. Christopher Robin had a bear, all right, and he called him Winnie the Pooh, all right? Here we go. The first chapter is called In which we are introduced to Winnie the Pooh and some bees, and the story begins. Here is Edward Bear coming downstairs, bump, 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 on the back of his head, behind Christopher Robin. It is, as far as he knows, the only way of coming downstairs, but sometimes he feels that there really is another way. If only he could stop bumping for a moment and think of it. And then he feels that perhaps maybe there isn't. Anyhow, here he is at the bottom, ready to be introduced to you, Winnie the Pooh. When I first heard his name, I said, just as you are about to say now, I thought he was a boy. So did I, said Christopher Robin. Then why can't you call then you can't call him Winnie? I don't. But you just said he's Winnie the Pooh. Don't you know what the means? Oh yes, I do, I said quickly, and I hope you do too, because it's all the explanation that you're going to get. Sometimes Winnie the Pooh likes a game of some sorts when he comes downstairs, and sometimes he likes to sit quietly in front of the fire and listen to a story. And this evening, what about a story? Said Christopher Robin. What about a story? I said. Could you very sweetly tell Winnie the Pooh one? I suppose I could, I said. What sort of stories does he like? Oh, stories about himself, because he's that sort of bear. Oh, I see. So could you, sweetly? I'll try, I said, so I tried. Now I'm just going to read the beginning of this story to you, really, just to start, because it's quite a long story. If you really... Okay, so here we go. Once upon a time, a very long time ago, about last Friday, Winnie the Pooh lived in a forest all by himself, under the name of Sanders. What does under the name mean? Said Christopher Robin. It means he had the name over the door in gold letters and lived under it. Winnie the Pooh wasn't quite sure, said Christopher Robin. Now I am, said a growly voice. Then I will go on, said I. One day, when Winnie the Pooh was out walking, he came to an open space in the middle of the forest, and in the middle of this place was a large oak tree, and from the top of the tree there came a loud bzzing noise. I can go back to the beginning of my book and I can work out where Winnie the Pooh was on his walk. I think he was up here in this large space near this tree here. Winnie the Pooh sat down at the foot of the tree, put his head between his paws, and he began to think. First of all, he said to himself, that buzzing noise means something. You don't get a buzzing noise like that, just buzzing and buzzing, without it meaning something. And if there is a buzzing noise, that means there is something. Somebody's making a buzzing noise, and the only reason for making a buzzing noise that I know of is because you are a bee. Then he thought for a long time and said, and the only reason for being a bee that I know of is making honey. And then he got up and he said, and the only reason for making honey is so that I can eat it. So he began to climb the tree. And he climbed, and he climbed, and he climbed. And as he climbed, he sang a song to himself, and it went like this. Isn't it funny how a bear likes honey? Buzz, 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 I wonder why he does. Then he climbed a little bit further, and a little bit further, and then just a little bit further. And by that time, he's thought of another song. Isn't it funny that if bears were bees, they'd build their nests at the bottom of trees? And that being so, if the bees were bears, we shouldn't have to climb all those stairs. Well, He was getting very tired by this time, so that is why he sang a complaining song. So he was nearly there, and he just stood on that branch. He'd be, crack. "Oh, help," said Pooh as he dropped 10 feet. I'm going to finish it there. Oh, poor Pooh. I wonder what's going to happen. Well, the only way to find out is to come and have a look in this book. Okay. Thank you for listening. I'm going to clean my hands now. Oh, hello again. So Mrs. Lee is going to finish now. I'm back in my office and I'm going to do lots and lots of work now, trying to get the school ready for lots of you who can come back into school, and trying to get all the learning ready for the children that have got to stay at home. Right, what do we always finish off with though? Can you remember? That's right, we finish off with our school prayer, and as Mrs. Lee always says, you can close your eyes, you can open them, you can fold your arms, you can put your hands together. I don't mind, but what I do want everybody to do is to say the words. They're really important. Are you ready? Help me to do the things I should, to be to others kind and good, in all my work and all my play, to grow more loving every day. Amen. Now those are important words. Say them and make sure you do them. All right. Okay, I will see you in one sleep's time, hopefully. Bye.